Today's adventure is not about camping or traveling. That's not my camper back there, and this is not my dually. That's actually my work trailer. This is actually my work truck. We are going to do a job today that is not a typical job for me. I don't typically work on this type stuff anymore. I do have some experience, but it's just been a while. We are going today to work on a commercial dryer at a hotel. That's right. Big old commercial dryer. I think it's like 200-pound capacity or some kind of big, large capacity. This is one of 3 at this hotel. It's actually a Unimac model UT200N. And apparently the exhaust blower motor has failed. Well, the hotel has already had it diagnosed. They know it's the motor. They have the motor. They just don't have anyone to put it in. So they actually knew me, and they knew I used to do this type of work. I used to work for a company that worked on commercial washers and dryers several years back. So they called and asked me if I'd be interested in doing this, and to help them out, I said, sure, why not? And I wanted to refresh my memory on doing a job like this on one of these big commercial dryers. So I looked all over YouTube, searched the internet, trying to find somebody that had a video on doing this particular job. Couldn't find anything. So I'm going to attempt today to make a video on doing just that. Replacing an exhaust fan motor on a Unimac model UT200N. We'll see how this goes. Stay tuned. Okay, here we go. We are behind this Unimac UT200N. And right down here is that motor. We're about to get it replaced. Alright, first things first. Lockout, tag out. Always important. Don't want nobody turning this stuff on while you're working back here. So, getting ready to take care of this. Hope the video turns out alright. It's kind of dark back here. Got some crazy lighting. We'll see how it goes. Okay. First thing we had to do, well, second, after locking it out, testing it, make sure power was off. Unplug these connectors from the bottom of the motor. Makes it kind of nice. You don't have to unwire anything. Just unplug it. Simple. So now we got these unplugged. We're going to take the harness bracket off, and that'll free the motor from the wires. Then all we have to do is pull this motor out, change the fan to the new motor, put it back together. It should be pretty simple. Okay, so far we've got the wiring harness unplugged, which is very convenient. We have these bolts that hold the fan and motor in, and that is actually a, what size is that? 13 millimeters. Them are 13 millimeter bolts. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. 8 13 millimeters. They come off, then the fan comes right out. Alright, here we go. We got the fan and motor out. Shouldn't be long. Just take this fan, swap it in this plate onto the new motor, put it all right back in the way it came out. Okay, I got the new motor attached to the plate. Got this fan off. I want to see about getting some of this lint dust build up out of this fan. Now that could be a big problem and actually lead to the bearing failure of the bearing. Throwing this thing off balance could really wreak havoc on that motor. So we're going to get this thing cleaned up, reattached to the motor, the new motor, and slide it back in. Pretty simple job. Not much to it at all. If you got some basic maintenance or mechanical skills, it's a piece of cake. Main thing, thinking about the safety, you know, I mean, safety is important. You do not want to work on a piece of this equipment with it energized. Okay, we're putting this back together now. In reverse. We got the plate back on the new end on the motor. There's a keyway. Goes right in here. Well, first, there's this little spacer here. Don't want to get ahead of myself. This goes right down there. And the keyway. Now, the fan. You know, and surprisingly, this thing really come apart really easy. I was shocked. Whole job shouldn't take more than 45 minutes to an hour. This wasn't super tight neither. There's a retainer nut that goes on top of that. Like a locking nut. That up. Alright, that's the hard part. Got the old motor out, the new one swapped with the plate. I did mark the top so that the wiring harness will go back in the same location. Swap the plate out, clean this fan up really good. It had lots of dust and lint stuck in it, and that may have been a leading cause to the bearing going bad in the old motor. That's part of maintenance. You know, it's not the most fun thing in the world to do, but maintenance on these machines are critical. You know, lock them out, take the back off of them, vacuum out the lint, pull this motor out. That's why they make it so simple with the plug-in. You take it out in minutes, clean this fan, put it back together, and you're good to go for another 6 months to a year, I would say. So anyway, let's get this back in. Okay, we are going back in now. This has not been the easiest location to film at. This is tight. Well, I got this off to make sure that we clean the area that this goes on. There's not really a good seal gasket on here. There may have been at one time. Anyway, it just slides right back in. Just like so. Pretty simple. Get a nut back on there. Make sure it don't go nowhere. Alright. back on. Now we can go ahead and get our wiring harness plugged back in. We'll give this thing a test run. They make these so simple. The wiring harness only goes one way. You cannot get them mixed up. Make sure they're plugged in tight. Okay, we're back. Get this screw put in this thing. There we go. That is that. Now, this is as far as I've done. I mean, I did not take none of this apart. I just had the back off. I did take the cover off of the wiring harness. Got to locate that. Back's right there. Don't know where the screws are at. This might be one of the ones that maybe snap on with just one retaining screw. There's the screw right here. That's probably it. Alright. Let's see if this thing will run. Okay. I forgot to record the machine running. It was actually loaded up after I got my lock off. Loaded up with some sheets. It was turned on. Everything worked properly. Motor sounded good. And here is the part number. Okay, we are all done with that little dryer job. It wasn't bad at all. It was actually really simple. I'm not sure how good my footage was on the video yet. I haven't watched it. So we'll see how it went. Not sure how good the audio was either. The little microphones I got, the noise cancellation on them isn't very good, and that's why I am getting some better ones. I'm not even using the mics now. This is just a cell phone mic. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to do some editing on this video and put it together. Maybe it'll be helpful for somebody that is, you know, a new maintenance guy at a hotel, got one of these jobs coming up, have a Unimac dryer or one similar to it, you know, and never worked on one of these before, and kind of looking for something to help them out, you know, give them a little edge on what's happening and what to expect. And that's basically what I was looking for before I ever started this job. I knew it wasn't going to be too bad because I have done them before. It's just been a while. I just looked for something to refresh my memory because that's been quite a few years. So, but there was nothing. So I'm thinking back now. I've already shot the footage and what little bit I had, what I was thinking about it. Very tight space. I know I probably should have listed or said something about what size socket I was using or what size tool I needed or step by step. So I'm sure it wasn't very helpful in that area, but maybe it'll be just enough to help somebody out, get them familiar with what it is, and hopefully help them get things going in the right direction. Like I said, it was a very simple job. It's plug and play. I mean, they make them so easy. You don't have to unwire them motors anymore. That's a 3-phase motor. You know, it's I think it's a 230 or 208 or something. For a job like that, like I said in the video, lock out, tag out, lock it out. Test the equipment, make sure it's locked out. Put a tag on it, let somebody know what it try to turn it on, the power back on, or just be safe. Definitely want to make sure that the power is off, very high voltage. You never know, even though it's just an unplugging of the motor, you never know when there might be a cracked coating on a wire or something, and you touch that thing just right, it can be fatal real quick, voltage like that. So you definitely want to be safe. Lock it out, test it, make sure it's locked out, test it again. But hopefully this video is going to be help to someone. It's not my typical video. It's what is typical for us. We said it's an adventure every day in our lives, and it is. And I knew I was going to make some videos of work. That's it, the typical work I do. I typically paint cabinets, interiors of houses, exterior of houses, whatever, just paint, small maintenance repairs. But this is kind of a more industrial job. It's not home repair by no means. So hopefully it's helpful to someone. Hopefully it'll be a decent video added to our video collection so far. This will be our 4th video. So we're trying, we're learning, it's fun. Just trying to do something that's enjoyable and maybe help somebody out. We'll get better at it as we go. All right. Thanks for watching.